the lead for the HPC benchmarking group. So his particular, but his interests are in application optimization, accelerators, architectural considerations for platform efficiency, MPI single-sided messaging, and optimization collective. So today we'll be talking about power savings, green MPI, some case studies.
Okay, thank you, Nikkei. Okay, so I have two topics for today. The first one is, well, kind of similar as you heard this morning by Abhinav. So I will be looking at well, power savings that we can obtain with MPI messaging. And the second part of my talk is a case study on MVAPICH2 for a benchmark that I've done. Especially for the first topic is just an investigation, so it's not a Dell product. It will most likely not become a Dell product. It just shows you what we as the HPC group within Dell are looking at. So if we, from a business perspective, look at just an MPI application and you run the top command, what you then see is that all cores on your application seem to be 100% busy. So that looks like a good thing. Things running smoothly with the 100% CPU utilization. So this is a top of actually a CT application. It does do an intrusive solver process. It is running in the in-core or the implicit solver, as we call it, so it is not dependent on the I/O. So in theory, it should MPI, so in theory, it should be running very smoothly on of course, the fast network. However, when you try to debug to the application, apologies for the trace of API, is what you then see is that although the CPU appears to be 100% busy, actually it could be 100% busy doing polling of the fabric or waiting for on the barrier or for a message to come in. And here you see another trace where MPI rank is actually waiting for incoming data on at the barrier. So the bottom line here is just waiting apparently can be quite CPU intensive. And why is this happening? Well, this is all common to you, I think. If we have two cores and one is doing an MPI send after its computation, while the other core is still busy with its computation, then core 1 has to wait until the matching receive is being done by core 2. While core 1 is waiting, it does aggressively pull the fabric for incoming messages. So once core 2 is done with the computation, it will of course receive, and you will then go on with a computation. So this is for your logging example currently. So why is it designed like this? Well, I think it has to be designed like this because the idea about HPC is that everything should run as fast as possible and you would like to have the lowest possible communication on possible. All MPI libraries do this by default, so it's not only values are only MPI, but also the inclusion MPIs to hardware and aggressive polling of the fabric. However, if you look at reality from an application standpoint, what you then notice that Amber's law tells us that the ultimate scaling that we see will be determined by the serial fraction inside our application. So when there is a serial or sequential fraction, then that will be a limiting factor to the kernel performance and will introduce waiting or load imbalance. This is a graph that shows you the local time, and at the horizontal axis you can see the MPI rank number. You see that this is just an example because I wanted to highlight to you. But you see here that for the purple area, which is the user time of the total local time, so the actual time that the application is busy doing something, you can see that some calls will more work than others. So we are having a load balance, which can introduce waiting, obviously, while these cores have to communicate with other cores. So then I define some goals. Is there something that we can do here while we are waiting with this in mind? And can we improve performance at the same time, perhaps? And what kind of hardware features and what system builders do we have? What we have is actually, if you want to reduce power, then we can use dynamic voltage scheduling. So we can use the processor P6. Each Intel or AMD processor does support up to 60 processor P6, and by lowering the voltage, you also lower the processor frequency. By doing that, you also save power. P6 are part of the CPI specification, so it is just a standard, and it does have support with the Linux also Windows. And if you want to improve performance at the same time, then we have also dynamic voltage regulations at the opposite way, you could say. And that is that a processor can operate above nominal frequency when there's still headroom available to do so. We call it turbo mode. By default, all cores can be on sub-turbo mode here if they're all busy. However, when our strong cores idle, then the cores that are still busy, think about loading damage here, is that these cores can even go up to a high frequency. And if all other cores are idle, then there's even a much higher turbo frequency available. So this could improve performance, you could say. So if we have these hardware features now onto our goals, we can say we can make the processor use less power by using P6, and we can hopefully improve performance during those wait times if we can use turbo mode. So that's what I looked at. And you can see what we mean with using turbo mode. If we have the same send receive, and this core then during its waiting goes to a lower P stage, then this core, if it's on the same socket, does have more until headroom available, and you can then use this turbo mode here. So instead of 2.6, we'll do for this portion of the computation, while this one is waiting, it will use a higher quantity for the last part, and then you will hopefully get a small possible speed up because of this. So I wrote an implementation of this, and I called it Dell Toolbox because it does not only do this, but it also do other things. And this Dell Toolbox library is using the PNPI interface of MVAPICH2, which means that I just intercept MVAPICH calls, and during those MVAPICH calls, I do something with P6, and when that's done, I then call the normal MVAPICH function. By using this that means that applications do not need to be modified because only the interface with the API layer, and the PNPI interface is part of the MVAPICH2 standards, and therefore will be supported by all MVAPICH libraries that do support the MVAPICH2 standards. The only thing is, if you want to downclock CPU cores, you need to know on which core the actual process or your MVAPICH rank is running, because you need to know which core to close down when it is in a barrier or some function. I am then preloading a library that actually intercepts and that results in MVAPICH functions called by integration and then text, and also MVAPICH functions from the library. Then if you look at implementation, because it is important to know where to look at. Well, the most obvious functions that do that can get placed with are the logging functions, because that's where you actually waiting, or the collective functions, so the MVAPICH2 collective functions that also either have an implicit barrier in them or just also do some kind of logging. So this is what I did. So I define a function, let's say you can receive here normally. I then set CPU frequency to its lowest speed state here. I call the API function, and then after that I reset the CPU frequency to its normal frequency, and then I return. So how is the polling being defined in the API libraries? Because I can either say, well, you don't have to poll if you don't want to, because we can do logging instead of polling, or logging we don't to sleep by using the schedule system call. So each MVAPICH library whereby it does do some kind of different spin weights. One is an OpenAPI calls every 10 microseconds, and then yields the view into MVAPICH spins, and platform and MVAPICH also spins. They all spin in different amount of times before they use CPU. However, if you build CPU and then you say to the kernel, I'm done, so if you want to schedule something else now on the same core, well, in the applications, normally you are the only process that is machine CPU cycles. So therefore, you yield, but then you are the next candidate that is ready to do something, so you just give the CPU back to yourself. So it doesn't make much sense. Then I looked at the latency of switching to a P6. I have here numbers for both a sandwich processor and a Haswell processor. And what you can see is that if I switch frequency to a low number, is that I'm hitting some kind of minimum time around 4 microseconds. And what you can see also here with Haswell is, unfortunately, the switching latency is not a uniform number. These are numbers, sorry for my voice, average over 100 P-states switching calls. So I have a minimum time, a maximum time, and the average out of the hundreds. And what you see is that the Haswell processor is behaving slightly better than the sandwich processor. What's also important to know is that if you look at P-states, and I talked to Intel about this, internally there is not much known about how P-states work. If you look at the processor reference manuals, then you won't find much information, for example. However, I've been told that although you can switch each core down on sandwich or average processor, if you do this, then all cores will lock down, because all cores will have the same focus regulator. And by actually doing this, you also do a contact switch, which is quite expensive, as you can imagine. For Haswell, the voltage regulator is on the chip and we per core. So we then download a core, or Haswell actually downloads that core and all cores on the same die. Then, with this in mind, you can say, well, does it make sense to, let's say, spend anywhere between 4 to 10, perhaps 50 microseconds to switch to a UOP state? If you look at the collective functions for various message sizes, you can say that it might make sense, although small poll reducers are questionable, because this is around 50 microseconds. This was on 16 nodes using a single FDR switch, P1 and X3. So if I add here my extra 10 microseconds latency, well, then my all use becomes very expensive. But it can be very beneficial for large message sizes, for example, or for the all calls or gathers. And this is where you can shoot inside the library. I also looked at how the performance is being influenced by actually running at low frequency. And what you then see is tested just at the purple or equal system call it realizes that although you do suffer performance because of the low frequency, it's still around 10 microseconds. See, this is sorry, 10 milliseconds is quite okay. Then performance numbers for what I've done, and I ran the benchmark on 64 cores, 4 nodes, or 144 nodes. That is what I have available. And what you can see here is the power is for only CPUs, because I'm using the tools, I was only able to measure fairly compared to the power of 2 CPU sockets. And what you can see is that I am, well, losing some performance, up to 4% approximately, but for all terminals, I am actually saving power. This is a large one, this is a large one. You say on average, let's say is anywhere between 3 or perhaps 5% if I have everything all out. So, what's the current status? Well, the library works for MVAPICH2 implementations. I tested MVAPICH2 into MVI, platform MVI, and it should also work with others. I did test a lot of applications. Some applications suffer because what I said, well, already use can be very expensive, so I need to be careful what to intercept and what to not. And what also noticed that for some reason, if the application is written in Fortran and what calls NPI function in Fortran, that the overhead of my memory is higher than what we see. So I'm suspecting the wrappers that actually have an extra amount of overhead. So the to-do list, well, if you want to fit with Amazon, then you can do root, or you can do a private library that can do that, but then you are making your installation of that non-standard. And what I see is that the multi-stage switching can be done in around 5 milliseconds, but it's not uniform, and Intel could not explain why it's not uniform. What I'm thinking of is well, to make this library more intelligent and actually learn from the word code itself. Because if you have an iterative process and you have always defined the same kind of API calls that are repeating themselves with approximately the same exercises. So if you start here, as you learn from the first iterative process, then that's something that you could use from then on to be smarter when it comes to energy savings. Okay, so then the next part of my talk, very quickly, is this work that I did for an oil company in Emirates, and what they have an in-house application that does the post-process microscopic images of rock textures, because they wanted to see whether there's oil being inside the rocks themselves. They give a sequential code to benchmark, and they said, well, it would be nice if we could make this happen in, well, let's say half an hour. Based on the input file that I had, I calculated that if I had to run it in the way that they presented, that it would take 99 years instead of half an hour. Well, possibly you can say, and what the code actually does is that it does take texture of 128, 128, and then calculates the overlap with other textures. So it just has a loop here, it copies the texture into a buffer, and then calls the function that enables the texture. And the data sizes can be quite big. So the data set I had was 20 gigabytes of input file size, but they said, well, we have files that have hundreds of gigabytes. And when I read hundreds of gigabytes and parallel, so I said, hey, wait a minute, we need to do a parallel. So I parallelize it. I parallelize the label function for the textures with OpenMP to thread this, and I had to do something with the textures themselves because I have millions of textures. So I read a big amount of data, and I thought, well, what about PCAPs? Because this is like an ideal example where I use PCAPs. And that's what I used. I started with MVAPICH 9 and it was a bit fragile. I was working on Stampede. Stampede does have a very old factories running, and it's yes, sometimes works, but it was not very stable. I have to admit that when I switched to MVAPICH 2.0, that it then became much better. So that's much better. This is what it is. In my solution is that we first have to allocate a very big array memory. We do that by just using a HTML. And then we have to calculate the offsets because remember this is PCAPs, and everybody does have a portion of the very big array that is local to the node itself. So I calculate offsets here. I distribute those offsets because all the nodes have to know what the offsets of the others. I can do that by doing a gather. And then I read the input file, and only one diagram can actually do this, obviously. So range 0 runs the input file and sets a pointer to the memory and then well, actually fills the array of a remote PD by some data. I then decompose the again, and that's where the thing is, which I think is well, quite nice. Is this is my same loop, as you can recognize. I have to define the boundary where I'm stored, and I need to know which PD of my PCAPs system does have that into stored memory. So I just define that, and I do that for new address up by using a machine and get call, and then I call my normal function again by using semantic memory address. So I only get, and this is well, a single sign because it's for Hilgeman, therefore it does not involve much communication at all, you can say. At the end of all this, I go a globe area and I then will free my symmetric object. This is how we run it. I had to redefine the heap size because I'm using a lot of memory. I was using all 30 gigabytes on all the nodes, and I was running 4 threads per diagram. These are the numbers that I got. So for a single step, for a single label of 128, 128, 128, it will take 85 seconds, and I got a very good result, even it was super linear speed up, but also I was hitting a volumes at 56 yard-tones. I think it is due to the size of the data set. I think that with large data sets, the kernel time would actually show more parallelism inside it, and then see more performance now. So that's what I present. Thank you.
Any questions? So one, no, okay, go ahead.
The last slide that you showed, the very last slide that you showed,
This one?
yeah, can speed up be greater than the number of threads that are increased? It seems like
Sorry?
No, so his question is on that superlinear speed up. You said
Yeah.
something. You indicated.
yeah.
Yeah, so I have a profile that's, so I do not really know why, but it could be a cache effect, for example, that the sizes are becoming small enough that it then fits into cache, for example, of CPU. That's why I'm thinking of.
Okay. Any other questions? Yeah.
Did your library require like super user privilege, or were you able to run it as a normal user?
You can run it as a normal user, but then you need user write access to the MSR. And you can do that, but then a system administrator needs to set privileges accordingly.
This is like a per user setting, or?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? So if not, let's thank again. So next we'll move the talk by James Glaser. So after graduating from Leipzig University, Germany in 2011, with a PhD in theoretical physics, James spent 2 years